Hey everyone, my name is Varun and I'll be showing you how to run an Apache Beam pipeline in Google Cloud Dataflow. Before we jump onto the Google Cloud console and execute our pipeline, let's understand what Apache Beam is. Apache Beam is an open source framework for building batch and streaming data processing pipelines. This unified model is language agnostic, supporting multiple languages including Java and Python. It also provides us the flexibility to run our pipelines on various execution engines or runners such as Dataflow. In this video, I'll be using Apache Beam's Python SDK to demonstrate an ETL process on UK property data by using Dataflow as a runner. If you're interested in exploring the complete ETL solution, please do check out my GitHub repo. In short, this multi-model pipeline takes a CSV file stored in an S3 bucket, performs some transformations, does a lookup from an existing MongoDB collection, and finally stores the transform data in the MongoDB collection. But we'll be looking at only the first pipeline of this two-stage pipeline solution for our video. Now, why should we choose Google Cloud Dataflow to run our Apache Beam pipelines? Well, Dataflow is a fully managed service on Google Cloud that automatically handles the provisioning and management of resources required to execute our pipelines at scale. It offers automatic scaling, fault tolerance, and provides excellent integration with other Google Cloud services. Dataflow also provides robust monitoring and visualization tools to track the progress and performance of your pipeline. Now, enough of intros, let's get started. First things first, we need to set up a GCP project and a billing account for our Dataflow job. So once you log into your Google Cloud console, this is how the page looks like. And if you're new to Google Cloud, you can create an account which is free for about 90 days and you get some free credits as well. So if you're looking to do some personal projects, say portfolio projects, you can explore Google Cloud console and its services and set up a budget for your billing account. So let me show you how a billing account looks like. So here you can see the overview of my billing account where it shows the cost and the forecasted cost for the end of this month. You can see the projects that are associated with the billing account, the cost of the services that are used under this project. So if you want to set up a budget, you can set up limits and or alerts at which you are notified of how much you have spent. So here you can see a budget that I've set up here with a maximum of £5, and at different thresholds I'm gonna get alerts on my email of how much cost that I've acquired till date. Let's go ahead and choose our project, and we need to set up storage for our temporary files that our Dataflow job might produce. So let me go to cloud storage and create a bucket. So I have a bucket already created for me. So if you're new to Google Cloud Storage, you can go ahead and create a new bucket, choose a name for your bucket, choose the region you want to store your bucket, and then you can read the rest as it is. You can see there's pricing associated with each of these regions, and if I were you, I would choose the region which is close to me. So let me go back. So I have a bucket here and I have a folder where I will store my temporary files and my staging files which Dataflow job will produce. Now it's recommended that we install the Google Cloud SDK for interacting with the platform services. It provides us with the necessary command line tools to run our Dataflow job from our terminal. So let me quickly show you my pipeline code and how to configure the options for running our code on Dataflow service. Here you can see I've imported the necessary libraries to run my pipeline code. I've defined the transform functions and class here. And here I've mentioned the pipeline options to run our pipeline. So as I mentioned earlier, we are reading a data from the S3 bucket. So we need to specify some options to access the data from S3. And also for our Dataflow job, we need to mention the project ID, the job name, so that we can refer it from our Dataflow service to monitor the performance of the job. And you can see we need to mention the staging and temporary location so that our Dataflow job can store these files and access them when needed. Here, a small brief about my pipeline code. We are reading the data from an S3 bucket, parsing the CSV lines, and then doing a small filter. And we are using the Pardue transform to store the data in the necessary format before we finally write the file to our Google Cloud storage. You can check out the entire code on my GitHub repo and also the pipeline options and how to configure them. Also, we need a requirements.txt file to tell our Dataflow job to install these dependencies on its worker machines. In this video, we'll be using our local terminal to run our pipeline code on Dataflow. To do so, make sure that you have installed Google Cloud SDK, and if not, you can use Google Cloud's shell to run our pipeline code. So let me first go to the folder where our pipeline code is, and then I will open git bash in this folder. Here, if you're running the Google Cloud SDK for the first time, we need to initialize it. So we'll say gcloud space init, and this will take you through the initialization process. So I've already done that, so I'm gonna skip this. So if you've already used Google Cloud SDK before, you can skip the previous step and then go ahead and authenticate your login to your Google Cloud account. So for that, you need to say gcloud auth space login. So that's going to take you to a browser where you can authenticate into your Google Cloud account. Now that's all done. Now let's go ahead and run our code. So I've already copied the command to run our code. So let me go through that. So first you need to mention the file which holds your pipeline code, and then you need to specify the region in which you want your Dataflow job to be run in. So I've chosen the one which is the same region as my storage bucket, and then you need to mention the runner, which is Dataflow runner, and then the project ID, and also you need to mention the requirements.txt file, which will tell our worker machines what dependencies to install. You also specify the number of workers initially, but remember, Google Cloud Dataflow always auto scales, so that's something which we don't need to worry about, and you can skip this. Behind the scenes, the Dataflow job has already started, so let us go to our Dataflow service page and see how it looks like. So this is how our Dataflow service page looks like. There are multiple ways by which we can create a Dataflow job. You can use the templates provided by Google Cloud to create your pipeline code. There are multiple templates provided by Google Cloud, and you can use them to run your pipelines. Or another way of doing so is to use Jupyter notebooks to create and run your pipeline codes. So let us go and check our job that we have just run. You can see here our directed acyclic graph of our pipeline. You can check the time taken for our pipeline to run. You can find other details as well, such as the total CPU time, the amount of memory used, etc. You can also check out the job metrics to monitor and check the performance of our pipeline, and you can see here that our Dataflow job initially used 4 workers, and then it auto scaled to just 2 when it felt that was necessary. And then you can see the amount of CPU utilization, memory utilization, etc. here. You can also check out the cost for our Dataflow job, and we can see here it just costed 0.03 pounds. So that's about the Dataflow job, and we can see that we have so many options to make sure that our pipeline code is optimized and is efficient. Thanks for watching my video, guys, and I hope it was useful for you all. And it's my first YouTube video, and I'm exploring into content creation. I usually post content on LinkedIn related to data engineering and especially on Apache Beam. And I posted a few articles on Medium as well. So please check it out, and thanks for watching.